So it is Win Games, it's 2017, it's the 4th edition of this incredible, groundbreaking event, and we're almost time to get ready with a formation skydiving, Ray.
It's exciting, it's super exciting. Just had Hayabusa here speaking to them about their competition, and we had Wimby, we spoke to Wimby yesterday as well. I'm super stoked to see what's going to happen this morning, and we're starting off with the FS, and then we'll continue with the VFS. So yesterday, I don't know if anybody's been looking. You've been looking at the scores, Regan?
Yeah, we were talking yesterday. We were so busy, we didn't have much time for analysis off camera, but let's just talk a little bit that round where the girls of the 46. What did Wimby and Hayabusa do on that round?
So on that round, Wimby got 46,
yep,
and Hayabusa got 43, but they were 46 bust down to 43.
So interesting, the female French team would have been at the top there.
Yeah, maybe,
Wimby.
yeah. I mean, interestingly enough, I mean, I was looking through all of the scores and looking through the busts yesterday, and I think Hayabusa had 6 busts on the first 5 rounds, which is unusual for them. I haven't seen them bust so much. So could be that they haven't trained as much, not tunnel training, or it could be that they had some first round nerves and are not as strong as they have been, but I'm sure they're going to ramp it up today.
Well, we finished off last year strong with the World Cup in Poland, and as we were saying there, that was the end of the season. Everybody's on the game. Now it's the beginning of the year. Everybody's had the Christmas break. It's a bit of a shakedown for people, isn't it?
It is pretty much. I think it's like, you come back from a holiday, I guess, in many ways. You've had your time off. We had a Mondial last year, so a lot of the teams here, the top teams, have had some time to relax, have had some time to chill out, so they're not quite into their full rhythm yet.
And the running order for today, we're not in the same order as yesterday, are we?
I'm not entirely sure.
We're starting off with, I think we are actually,
We're starting off with the female, the FS female, and then we'll be moving on to the Open.
Yes.
And then I think we have another round of the FS, and then the VFS will be joining us.
Yeah, a quick rundown of what's happening here. Round 6 of formation skydiving goes into round 7, and then round 6 of VFS goes into round 8 of the FS 4-way, and then round 7 of the VFS goes into round 9 of the formation skydiving. Then we've got the finals of VFS. Then we've got the finals of formation skydiving. That brings us up to the midday break in the afternoon, on with all the dynamic stuff that we saw yesterday. And the incredible, talking about dynamic, the Wimby flying with their knee flying and their angle flying, doing 4-way.
I know, it's amazing. And the brilliant thing about it is you're seeing 2 completely different styles of flying.
Well, it is time to get the show on the road. Very good morning to you. If you just joined us, here we are live from northern Spain and Puria Brava, and this is formation skydiving 4-way female.
And in the tunnel right now, we have Not Your March from Hungary.
And they've been starting off the female category all through the rounds. It's round 6 we're starting with now, Ray.
Yeah, that's right, round 6. We have 19 1F, so it's 2 blocks and a random, and it's pretty much a straight up skydive. Block 19 is early on when you learn the dive pool, so I think it's a single A block, so you learn it pretty early on, and 1 is further in the dive pool, but these girls are quite, if anybody's watching at home, block 1 is quite a long block. It's 2 cat pieces turning in the tunnel. So as you can see, it's actually advantageous for the girls, I think, in many ways, or the smaller teams, because they can actually turn that piece quite quickly without bumping into any walls.
And we saw them for the first time in competition last year in Poland. We said at the when they first came in the tunnel, it was very slow, deliberate. We knew they had a mission. It wasn't just a one competition hit, was it? We could tell they were training.
Yeah, they're definitely training. They're doing it nice and slowly. They're trying to get their training, set a good, I guess, a good bedrock?
Yeah, bedrock for foundations.
Foundations. I'm learning new words every
I knew what
day.
you meant. That's right, yeah. So the foundations were set.
The foundations were set, and they're continuing on that journey, which is great to see. Next in, we should have, I believe we have the Belgian team. No, we have got that wrong. We have the Spanish team. So we have Papaya Femenino, who were doing a good job yesterday, had a great round 1. They showed their male counterparts how to turn around, and I think they're doing a good job here, nice and solid. Again, this is one of those working dives. It's not a little bit of a biggie dive, but pretty much a working dive with 2 blocks in it and a random.
You do like these suits, Ray?
I do like those suits. I like the blue on the suits. It's kind of like, black and blue, kind of good colours. Everybody's getting a little bit of a clap at the moment. This is nice. There's a big crowd around the tunnel, waiting to get into the tunnel and just watching what the other teams are doing. So next in, we should have the Hurricane Factory Chicks, currently lying in 3rd place. So I bumped into these girls in the morning on my way into the tunnel, and they're like, yeah, we're definitely going to go for it this morning. No holding back. We spoke about them a little bit yesterday, and I said, they could do with being a little bit more aggressive, to get getting on and off the grips a little bit faster. And they've taken that on board.
They're doing it, yeah. And they had a great afternoon. They finished at lunchtime, and they made the most of being here up in northern Spain. They had an afternoon over in Cadiz. What a beautiful place that is. Well done, girls.
Great place. I'm glad they got off site to actually go and do something, get their heads together. They unfortunately suffered from quite a few busts yesterday. They had 5 busts, so they'll be further up, closer to women in France, actually. They're doing well at the moment. They're just over a 20-point average.
That's not bad at all, is it?
Not bad at all.
And where are they in the table after 20-point average?
They're 3rd in the table at the moment.
Wow.
They're doing really well.
I remember people winning world championships with 20-point averages.
I used to dream of having a 20-point average. A nice slow-mo camera there.
Yeah. And the battle between them and the Fly Spot Chicks, how's that heading up after 5 rounds?
I definitely think that the Hurricane Factory Chicks have moved ahead of the Fly Spot Chicks. They've got about 8 points on them now. And in fact, I think Hurricane Factory Chicks' battle at the moment is with NFTO.
Right.
So in the tunnel at the moment, we've got the Fly Spot Chicks. Again, you can see the beginning of that one, because we're in a tunnel as well, it's quite cheated. It's just coming up now. This is block 1. Yeah. It's quite cheated on the back for point and tail due to the tunnel size, obviously. And there's some schools of thoughts on how to turn the one. Used to be start it all straight and then move through, and now there's a little bit more taking it as a kind of a semi-compressed around as well, which these girls are doing right
You think
now.
because of tunnels, that's the way it's gone?
Maybe, but I think there's some efficiency in turning it this way as well.
You need a long right arm for that beginning of the one, don't you, for that cheat? Wow.
Very much so.
And when we say cheat, for people who are watching and they don't know the competition, it doesn't mean they're actually cheating the competition. It means that instead of, as it would be drawn on paper, everybody in a straight line, where you can, as long as the grips are in place, it doesn't matter about the shape. And so when we change the shape as opposed to all 4 in a straight line, we call it a cheated start. You'll see that. You can explain that on now. You'll see it here.
Exactly. So in the tunnel now we have NFTO.
There it is.
And they're turning into the one there, and you can see that the people on the back of on the cat grip, so point and tail, are actually having to. They're not directly behind them on this block move number 1, this one that we're seeing right now. They're cheated to the side of them.
Yeah, it's almost like 90 degrees, isn't it?
Exactly. And the difficulty with that is that you can't really push very much from the back or from either side. You have to kind of go with your centers as they're moving out. Maybe not as efficient as at the beginning of the block.
And again, for people watching who don't know 4-way, when we have blocks, normally what we've got is half the formation doing a turn and the other half of the formation doing a turn. 2 pieces turning around each other. That's normally an overview of what a block is, isn't it?
That's correct. That's right. That's how it should work. And the idea is to make those pieces, whether it's 2 and 2 or 3 and 1, be as efficient as possible to bring it back together. There's NFTO. Nice slow-mo of NFTO there. So NFTO are going to be doing their best to catch up and pass the Hurricane Factory Chicks today.
Yes.
And in the tunnel now, we have women in France. They're doing a good job. Pretty much the top 4 teams I looked in the FS female, there were no busts yesterday, apart from the Hurricane Factory Chicks, who had the 5 busts on 2 rounds. So everybody's flying pretty cleanly.
There's a massive gap, though, isn't there, between those and Weeby French girls?
Yeah, that's true.
28 points difference.
Pretty much. That's a round and a half.
Yeah.
So, the French girls are way out there in front.
The big battle is for that 3rd place, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It'd be interesting to see if it does change over the competition. I mean, we've got 1 or 2 fast rounds. Well, maybe just one fast round coming up in round 8. Particularly fast in comparison to the round 3 that we had, which was a highest scoring round so far, with those wonderful 17s that we saw from the French teams. So it'll be interesting to see how those teams actually score on those rounds. So next in we have the French girls. They're looking quite relaxed. They're nice and relaxed, and it's working for them. They're not feeling too much pressure. They're just enjoying flying with each other again, I believe. Got the slowest start out the blocks. They make those ones look nice and smooth, very efficient. I watched them creeping this when I was looking out the window when we got here this morning.
Yeah.
Looks good.
I love this flying style.
I don't, it's amazing. They manage to, they have so much energy, but they manage to control it, which is just great to see.
That's the thing, isn't it, Ray? You know, you can go as fast as you want. You've got to stop at the end.
Yeah. You know, some of us could probably put those moves in. We could probably drop an E, try and make it go as fast as that. We wouldn't be able to stop it. And a round of applause.
Yeah, good round of applause there. It's 9:23 Saturday morning here in Spain. It's Win Games 2017, the 4th edition, starting off this great year of competition action. And we are going to be with you all day long until late in the evening tonight. Actually, we've got the awards ceremony about 9 or 10 p.m. and then a little bit of a party, but lots and lots of action still to come. Any upsets there in the female, or did it all go to form?
I think it all went to form. I think the Hurricane Factory chicks looked like they were gunning for it, like much more aggressive. They were on and off the grips much faster. So either they were listening to us at some point, or somebody had a little chat with them, and they're definitely going to be pushing for that, that holding on to that third place, or maybe even pushing for second.
Well, we're going to be going into the open category shortly. The big battle, the overnight story, Wimby and Hayabusa neck and neck. Who's going to take first blood?
I don't know.
Wow.
I really don't know.
Some big stories we've got here. Yesterday from All the Dynamic, we've got Kira Powell, who's storming ahead in almost every category that exists in the sport. We've got Maya with viral views, almost 1 million views of her freestyle round from yesterday. Wherever you're watching worldwide, get in touch, send us a message through on Facebook. We've got the hashtags for you for all your pictures. Hashtag More Than a Tunnel, hashtag Win Games 2017, and hashtag Choose your battles wisely.
I remembered one.
And we're in.
And we are. We're in with the FS Open. And first in, I believe we have Alacran from Spain, one of the Spanish teams. One of the many Spanish teams that we have at the moment.
Yeah, it's really good to see Spanish formation skydiving up and back on its feet. It's been down and out for quite a while. We've got now more tunnels here in Spain, another one from Windor about to open in Barcelona, 3 more in Madrid, the military one in Murcia. It's good times for Spain right now.
It is good time for Spain. I mean, one of the best things about yesterday, Regan, was watching the four-way dynamic. I haven't seen a proper four-way dynamic competition in a while, and I was mesmerised.
Yeah, we were talking about that's probably going to be something for you in the future, eh?
Maybe. It was really good fun to watch. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I mean, how close they fly to each other as well. You know, I've done a lot of four-way flat, and just watching these guys and how close they fly in the tunnel is amazing. And so that was Alacran. They're currently lying in just, I think they're in 19th place.
Right.
So next in we have a French team, AMPRAP.
Plenty. I think have we got 7 French teams?
7 French teams. It's amazing. So AMPRAP are currently doing really well. They're in 13th place. They're pretty solid. They're flying. And just as I say that, there was a commentator's curse. Let's hope they get it back together. Goes to the 19, to the 1. Oh. Yeah, we're seeing on the 1, it's like you... this is your classic, let's get going. You know, the centres are like, I really want to make this work. I want to turn this one faster. But I think they're kind of forgetting that they need to turn the block together. And that's what's happening with the 1 at the moment.
Running away with it.
Running away with it.
And I suppose because you've got somebody behind you, it's not like a side body grip where it's more conscious to do as a piece. You can feel like you're on your own, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the most important thing about turning the blocks is efficiency, right? So you want to turn that cap piece as one. You don't want to turn it as, you know, one person starting and somebody else like following on behind you. So next in we have Aladdin from Hungary.
Yeah, their first major competition of the year, like it is for everybody else. Finished off strong last year for the Fly Spot World Cup of indoor skydiving, the second one ever. And the next one is going to be Montreal at the end of this year. Bahrain have got it next year.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's all over the world.
It is, isn't it?
It's great to see that so many different competitions held globally. Just means that people are going to have to pick or choose their battles wisely.
Unless you've got unlimited funds.
Exactly, which most of us don't.
What kind of, as an average, I don't want you to nail it down to the exact dollar, but For a team to come and enter, how much would it cost you per person? You know, outside of your flights, just to be here for accommodation and flying.
It's probably about being here. It's probably about 200, 300 euros.
Right.
Just to come out here, accommodation, flights,
And then you got time off work.
Time off work, you know, and also the training that you want to put some training into getting here.
Yeah.
You know, you want to at least show that you can fly. I mean, these guys at the moment probably averaging at around a 16 in the tunnel, you know, and they're probably wanting to push that to the 18s and the 20s over the next year or so. So they want to do some training. I mean, it might be just the first competition of the year, but, you know, it's a huge Perspex bowl.
Yeah.
You know, you want to put on your best. So it does cost a little bit of money to get yourself to these competitions.
Well, here's Jetmax. It's still good that we've got, you know, in the teams, in these world-class events, we've got amateur flyers. It's not all fully sponsored teams. It's good that we're still at that level, I think.
Exactly, and I think it's good to see that people are still willing to try. They still want to show how they're progressing, and it's great to do it in a team environment. In a team environment, you get to split some of those costs as well. People come to various tunnels, like they'll come here for the coaches that are already here as well, that can coach them in the tunnel,
Yeah.
get used to the tunnel, and, you know, splitting those costs and learning to fly together, which is great to see as well.
Well, if you want to keep those costs down a little bit, we've got an opportunity for you to win 15 minutes here in this world-class tunnel. What do you got to do for that, do you know?
I think you need to predict the top 3 winners in each discipline. And if you get them right, then you get your
15 minutes.
15 minutes of tunnel time.
Is it the top 3 they've got to get, or is it just the winner? I'll have to check on that. If you go onto the Facebook page of Win Games 2017, you've got all the details there. That's where you need to go anyway to enter the competition. Predict them all right. Obviously, you've got to do it before the finals, so you've got all today to do that. And there's 15-minute tunnel times up for grabs. That's got to be $200 in anybody's money.
I know, and I've got to make sure I go and do that myself.
Yes. I wonder if we're allowed to. We should be, because we've got no advantage.
I know, of course not.
Let's get online and do it. Here's those beautiful suits again.
Yes, I believe this is Papaya Masculino, so the Spanish military team. We were just talking about Papina Femenino.
Yeah.
These guys are doing a really good job. They started off very slowly yesterday, but they're bringing it back together now. And yeah, you can see the closes of the 19 to the 1. You really want to hold it for a second, make sure that everybody's on before you can get going. And as we see, as we go through the competition, go through the rounds and move up into the more senior teams, more experienced teams, that is more crucial.
Right. But when we started the show this morning, Ray, 15 minutes ago, we were saying about the viral views yesterday with Myra, with her freestyle to music. She had 800,000 views. Well, since we've been on air, she's now got 900,000 views. Before we finish this round, I'm sure we're going to top 1 million views on that. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. If you just joined us, a very good morning. This is Win Games 2017. Ray's here, I'm here in the Red Bull studio, and we are into the FS. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. It feels a bit. It feels a little bit slower than yesterday, which is good. Maybe it's because we had an extra hour.
I think because we've had a rest as well. It's just, and we're a bit more used to the actual pace of what's happening. You can see outside, the sky's starting to clear. There's some low cloud outside, so no parachuting action at Skydive and Pure Bravo, but lots of wind action here in the tunnel. It's a good time to be in this part of the world as well. It's 50 years since this marina, this big European marina of Impura Brava, was opened. 30 square kilometers of navigable canals, 7 kilometers of beaches.
Wow.
Incredible. And there's 4,000 holiday homes, and there's hotels, wind tunnels, drop zones, go-kart tracks, restaurants. Everything's right here.
Right here. And I popped into one of those restaurants yesterday.
Where did you go?
Went to go and get some sushi.
You did. You brought it back for us, and thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome.
Because I know it's not a cheap place, so actually thank you very much indeed.
You can buy me a drink later.
I think I need to, 1 or 2. Back to the action here at the Tunnel Win Games 2017.
And we're continuing in with, I believe, with a Polish team. Oh, no, sorry, it's Airheads Real Fly from Switzerland. I get confused with all the red teams.
We were talking about those red suits yesterday. Sometimes they can be a bit tricky, you know, with that red colour can overpower the view for the judges. Did they get any busts yesterday?
I don't think they did. I mean, they might have got 1 or 2. It's tricky to have a look. If you go online and you have a look at the scores, you can actually open up for each team and see how many busts they got round per round. Funnily enough, the Airheads, the Swiss team, are actually currently joint 7th. They're tying with Chimera from the UK.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. There's a little battle going on here between these two teams.
And if you're not familiar with formation skydiving, just to give you an overview of what's happening. They've got 35 seconds of time. That's what the judges are allocating them. And they've got this draw of formations that they must complete as many times as possible. When you say a bust, what is that? That means the formation was not complete?
That's right. The formation was not complete, or it was not viewable, or there could be several other reasons, or, you know, a wrong grip was taken. That was a fantastic round from the Airheads Real Fly. Lots of high fives. Be giving Chimera a little bit of a run for the money. Chimera from the UK. And next in we have Sky for 4 from Poland.
Yeah, there they go. Now 2 red suits, a black one and a white one.
They're currently running in 15th place, just over a 16-point average.
Some nice turns from these guys in the centre. Let's just watch these little, at the end of this block. There you go. Nice.
This is definitely outside centre's boogie dive.
Yeah.
You know, close of a 19 into a 1. Everyone else is pretty much virtually sitting still, and they've got that 180-degree tent. Ooh.
It was just off balance there at the end of that block, wasn't it? You know, going for the grips, get your balance first, then the grips.
Hero to zero move.
Yeah.
Can be.
If you just joined the action, it's great to have you here. We want to hear where you are. Send us a message through on the Facebook page or the Instagram page of Win Games 2017, or you can get in touch with me and Ray on our personal Facebook pages as well. We'll give you a shout out. Claire King's watching. She said, I've just given up the idea of trying to do any work. She's turned off the work. She's watching the action.
It's a Saturday. Have a few hours off, Claire. So next in we have one of the Shamal teams, Shamal Holt. We discussed this yesterday. I mean, there's a little battle going on between the 3 individual Shamal teams, the French teams.
Where are they? Are they all neck and neck?
Yeah, and as we expected, they're pretty close to each other, you know, within 10 points of each other. So as we predicted, Shamal Loutre, the team coming up after Shamal Hot, are actually leading the 3. And Shamal Hot is just ahead of Shamal.
Shamal.
We have, I think, particularly, like, the draw isn't particularly fast, but we do have 1 round coming up in round 8, which should be interesting, which we have 2 randoms and 2 random blocks, LN79, so I'm looking forward to seeing that round.
Yeah, the fastest round we've had so far with scores of 46. That was from Wimby, the open team, and the girls team as well, matching that.
That's pretty good.
You don't think we're going to see any bigger scores, do you, Ray, today?
I don't think so. Well, maybe actually we could see with round 8 some similar scores.
Lots of people arriving here in the tunnel. Very good morning to you. You just arrived. My good friend Blythe Jordan's just arrived. Hello, good morning, Blythe. Nice to have you here in Spain. Everybody else, all the other teams are watching. The artistic guys are probably just waking up now. They've got their big action this afternoon.
In the tunnel now we have Shamal Loutre, the team heading up the 3 of the Shamal teams from France. Let's see if they can keep going, continuing off from yesterday. I mean, all these teams are pretty much averaging anywhere between a 16 to 18 average at the moment. It's quite a high averaging bunch of competitors that we have here in the FS Open. Missed the grip there on the close of that 19. The viewers at home are getting to see some of the slow-mos of some of the closes of these blocks and the amount of vertical that some of the teams are building into it.
I've had a bit of physio this morning, me, Ray.
Have you?
Yeah, my arm, because I was commentating for 13 hours straight.
Wow.
I had my neck in one position and my my microphone in one hand. I must have trapped a nerve. Luckily, Wayne's in town from Pro Physio, one of the best skin rubbers I've ever come across.
Skin rubbers. Does he like that term?
Yeah,
Skin
you know,
rubber?
he hates it. But he's a sports technician. He used to work with all the top football teams in the UK, and he's based out here now in Ampere Brava. So if you do have any problems or any aches and pains, he's good.
You know, I generally find that if you sit down on the floor and you're watching like a dynamic competition, somebody like Ron actually did my shoulders for me yesterday.
Yeah.
Very
Yes,
nice.
Ron is very good at that.
Skydivers are generally a nice bunch of people.
Yes, they are. So here we are, our Bumblebee weight belt.
I know, Bumblebee, but we did decide it was yellow and blue, right? Here, the rest of his suit.
Yeah, but I think the weight belt's black.
It's confusing, very confusing. Oh, we're getting a slow-mo shot now.
Well, we're going to tell you, aren't we? Can we see it? Is it going to turn on the middle? Yeah. It is the second day of competition here in Ampere Brava. A very good morning. Welcome to the Red Bull Studio, 9:37 a.m. on a Saturday. It's the weekend, and it's the finals day of Wing Games 2017, Ray.
Oh, that's brilliant. I can't believe it's just 2 days. It's going to be over by the end of today. That's really quite sad.
So we're kind of moving rapidly through round 6. Where are we up to now? Who have we just
I
seen?
think we're halfway through the field. So we've just seen Shamal from France. So next in we should be expecting to see Monaco, the Italian team, Amnesia Fly-In, Formotion, Chimera, Ninja 4.
And then we're moving down into the top lot, the Telenine there with his busted hip, and then we've got the Real Fire Sion, and then the Gavroche, Qatar Tigers, Wimbiel and High Booster, and that big battle at the top. The overnight standings is neck and neck.
I know, completely tied. And you know what? I'm really glad it happened like that. Maybe not for them, but for me it was quite good.
Well, there's Monaco in the door right now.
Yeah, we were talking about these guys yesterday. They're definitely becoming... they're taking their training very seriously, and they are definitely, they're a younger team. They seem to be a bit of a hungrier team as well. I'm going to try and find them. I've never actually been able to have much of a chat with them, so I think I need to at some point. I'm not sure if Leslie's going to have a chance to have a chat with some of the French teams at some point, so hopefully we might see them on an interview later.
That would be great. And Monaco, are they just being a tunnel team now? I know they were skydiving a couple of years back in competition.
I haven't seen them in the air for some time. I think they are pretty much a tunnel team. And newly formed, they've got some new members in this team. I remember when I first was at competition, in tunnel competitions, I used to see the team and it'd be like, as you said, the old French
That's right.
8-way team. But now it's a completely new set of people.
Jeff's still there. We've got my good friend Jeff. He's quite prolific when it comes to MC work with French.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good video maker as well. It's good to see Jeff still competing. Amnesia from Fly-In, these Italians.
These guys were here all of yesterday. They wanted to watch all of the dynamic and pretty much all of the freestyle. Did a lot of live posting. Took a great amount of interest in all of the other competition that was happening, and it was great to see so many FS flyers, finishing up for the morning, but then coming back to watch the dynamic and the freestyle.
Some great random work from these guys here.
These guys are trained really hard, and they're going to continue to train really hard, and they're taking their competition very seriously. As I said, they were aiming for a 22, 23 average in the tunnel. They'd like a little bit more, but maybe not at this competition.
We saw 2 of them out at the World Cup as part of Team Chaos. That now has become this team, Amnesia, with 2 new members. Well, actually, Chaos took 3 of their guys, didn't they? Now this is the original team.
That's correct. I think they did suffer from some busts and some poor rounds in the middle of the rounds yesterday. So they're looking to be a bit more consistent, a little bit more prepared, I think, for today.
Were people having problems on the same rounds yesterday, or was it all different rounds for different people?
It was strange. It was different rounds for different people. And I think that if you manage to confuse your if you manage to get that fast round, so that round 3, if you had any errors there, you could have lost a lot of ground to the other teams. So on the triple blockers, when they made any mistakes, it wasn't too much of an issue, like I said, for round 4, but definitely if you lost it on round 3, it was an issue.
Wow, it's a full day of action coming up your way. We're going to be here all the way through until the evening. It's Saturday. We've got the VFS coming up right after this with the semi-final, with the round 6, and then the semi-finals, and then the semi-finals of the formation skydiving, taking us up to the finals at lunchtime. So all the formation skydiving, open, female, and VFS is going to be done by lunchtime.
It's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's these guys are ready. They're prepped. They want to get it all done, and then they can sit back in their armchairs and watch the dynamic and the solo free flyers go.
Wow.
So that was just saw Formotion from Poland in the tunnel there. And they're currently lying in 16th place, just on a 17 average.
And a very good morning to Victoria Bradley, who's watching the action. Morning, Paul. She says, I'm watching from my bed. Well, it's good for some people. What time is it?
Thanks, Vic.
They're an hour behind, aren't they? So it's not too late. And it is a weekend.
Hope you're feeling healing fast, Vic. So next in we have Chimera. And I believe Vic's exact words yesterday were go hard or go home. So I think they need to go hard, and they're going for it. I love to watch this team. They've got a really good vibe around them, good energy. They're really good friends as well.
Yeah, nice people. No ego, smiling. That's what we want to see.
James Woods with an ego? I hope not. It's good to see them. And they're flying pretty fast.
Oh, that was a fast one as well, wasn't it, at the end of that block?
I think they arrived in pretty late the night before, so they're probably getting over their jet lag first thing in the competition.
A vast difference today from yesterday's
exactly.
performance. Almost going a little bit too fast on some of those grips.
Yeah, maybe.
Oof. Good luck, guys.
Good job, Chimera, currently lying in 7th place.
All right, we're whistling through round 6, Ray.
We are. It's going to be over soon. Oh, you don't blink. Then don't tune off either. You need to stay tuned in.
Yeah. Get
Great
somebody else to
battle.
bring your breakfast. Get somebody else to bring your tea and coffee. Do not move an inch from that screen. We've got action every single second of the next 12 hours from you here. It's Win Games 2017. Setting the standards of our tunnel competition should be produced.
So next in we have Team Ninja 4. They suffered from like 8 busts yesterday over the first 5 rounds. Then they had some real difficulties in one of the last rounds. I think they got 3 busts, I believe, in round 5, just on the last page, pretty much. So I'm sure they're wanting to bring it back and show what they can actually do today, and they're moving fast, very fast. They managed to get a few hours of training together. A bunch of very experienced flyers. On and off the grips very quickly. Ninja
Nice,
4
good
got a clap
job,
from the
good job.
audience.
It's a good location we've got here, me and Ray in the studio, just in the corner of the building. These ceiling to walls, glass windows. We've got a full view of the drop zone. After working here for 10 years on the drop zone, it's difficult for me to keep my eyes off the sky and keep checking out if we stand by or it's good to go and get those tandems in the air. It is a weekend.
I can see that actually, and I'm looking forward to hopefully doing some jumping.
Yeah, you're going to be doing a
days.
canopy course, aren't you?
I am indeed.
All right, here we go with the Italians.
This is with Telenin, the Mauritanian team.
No, the Mauritanian team. Sorry, is it? Yes, it is. We just had the Italians. Ninja
So
4.
yeah, I think we get confused by that green helmet.
It's a green helmet. I keep thinking it's Pete Allen,
Exactly.
but it's
It's
Marco
Marcial.
Marcial, isn't it? Yeah.
But you get very, very different flying styles. Marcial is a super, has a lot of energy, a lot of input, good hard starts, hard stops as well. Very much that French style of flying.
Wait till you see Wimbel Lille showing that French style of flying in a moment.
It's funny though, because I had a chat with I think it was with Roy in Poland as well. I was like, you have a very different way of flying to the rest of your teammates.
Yeah.
And I was like, is there going to be any marriage in the middle? Are you going to try and go a little bit down the Hayabusa route? And he's like, I'm going to try. Haven't seen it yet.
Right. He seems to be going that French way.
Yeah, no,
He seems to-
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, he was always Roy, if anybody. He was always the incandescent. As a standard, I was just
exactly.
to see a full-way person flying, and now it's arms and legs everywhere.
Exactly. I think it's gone the other way, definitely.
Yeah.
So now in the tunnel we have the French national team, so Rio Fly Sion, and who are caning it out there.
Yeah. That distinctive pink neck buff.
From Lawrence, yeah, fantastic. I watched them go off for their run this morning.
Yeah.
They're going
What time?
super
What time
fast.
were they running?
This was probably about 8:30. Just went out for a quick potter, I think, just to loosen up. Oh, that was a hard close of a 19. Oh, they are motoring. Fantastic rounds.
Wow, fantastic guys, well done.
They're not taking any prisoners today.
Can I just go back to talking about this viral video from Maya? We're going getting towards the million now. 9.5
Wow.
100,000 views, 950,000 views.
Okay, people, come on. We've got to get it up to 1 million by the end of this round.
Oh, for sure it will be. I mean, it'll be 20 million by tomorrow. In the door now, Ray.
In the door now, we have Gavroche Wimby.
How are these two guys doing?
These guys are doing okay. They're currently in 5th place behind the Qatar Tigers. They haven't managed to do any training, significant amount of training, but obviously know each other very well, flown together on various 8-way, 4-way teams. And they're very good flyers, that French style of flying, coming up through the ranks of flying. So, they're going to do a good job. They just haven't managed to train very much together.
And the Tigers were struggling a bit yesterday, Ray.
Yeah, they weren't. I haven't had a chance to chat to them about it. I mean, maybe they've come off that entire, like, you know, Mondial, coming down off, like, you know, having had such an important competition run up to it, the run up, you know, the whole meet. Maybe they're just like coming off that break that they've had, you know.
We'll find out in a moment what they've got to bring us today.
Exactly. I mean, this 19-1F will probably should suit the Qatar Tigers in
Because
this
they're small.
Because they're a small team, yeah. So let's see if that's actually the case.
Looks like they're taking a little bit more wind speed, just increased a little bit more there. Can we see the temperature inside the tunnel? What's it saying there? What's in the middle? Can't read it. I'll have a look in a minute. It was 30 degrees yesterday. It's hot for these guys flying. Qatar Tigers in the door, round 6.
Well, I saw these guys first thing on Thursday, and they were like complaining that it was chilly. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, fantastic.
And they're off.
Oh, they're looking better, Ray.
Yeah, they are actually.
Oh, that was fast on that random.
I like this. This is good. This is how I want to see them fly.
Yes, this is what they can do. Oh yeah, look at those random work in the middle there. Boom,
Yeah,
boom,
amazing.
boom. 1, 2, 3.
Slowed it down a
1,
tiny
2,
bit.
3.
It always gets a little bit raggedy towards the end. Yeah, I've slowed it down a little bit now. I realised I didn't want to lose any more points, just slowing it down a little bit towards the end.
Out of time now, probably.
Exactly. I mean, generally speaking, you want to start ramping it up through the skydive, so you peak towards the end of time. It's a little bit unusual for them. They slowed it down. Maybe they saw something that they wanted to make sure those catches actually happened. They didn't have too many level issues.
Right, 2 teams now at the top of the game. The new kids on the back, Wimby Leal, against the current indoor and outdoor world champions, Hayabusa. Here we go.
Nice entrance into the tunnel. You know, if these are bigger guys, so the start of that one's always going to be a bit tricky. These guys are definitely ramping it up as they go through.
That transition through that block, Ray, flying over the top there.
Yeah.
Look at that go. Bam.
It's great to get the level view as well if you see it. I like the way they look between their legs as they're coming over. I'm not entirely sure that there's a lot of energy in this dive, and maybe this is one of those rounds where to be a little bit more efficient, maybe save you some points.
Well, there they go. Full commitment there, Ray. It is the second day. It's round 6. Started off the morning neck and neck with current world champions Hayabusa. Let's not forget, Dennis in Hayabusa has got an unbroken record of 15 indoor championships. It's up for grabs.
It's amazing, yeah. Let's see what happens. Hayabusa are about to get into the tunnel.
Oh, it's so exciting.
They're almost halfway in the tunnel.
Yeah. Almost over the middle.
Yep.
Here we go. Game on.
Nice start. It's funny because it's just the same thing that happened to me yesterday. I just cannot tell because they're quieter in their flying.
Yes.
But Wimby fly just as fast, so be interesting to see that level view as well, whether they're getting the same amount of no, even from the level view you can see that they're a little bit quieter in their flying.
Everybody's up against the glass watching this, all the teams, all the coaches, all the staff. You could hear a pin drop out there right now.
Super fast. That was a good
wow.
round. Gary standing up there just to tell them that they were out of time again.
Yeah, nice slow-mo shot there of the team, that full concentration. Gentlemen, that's a masterclass of formation skydiving we've just seen from all those teams.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I still can't call those last two rounds. The last two, seeing Wimby and Hayabusa fly, one behind each other. Their flying style is just, they're very different flying style, but also I can't call it.
It's great. It's like some kind of battle of superheroes. Batman versus Superman. The aggression of the French, the calmness of the Belgians. More action coming your way in the next few minutes. And a very warm welcome back to Win Games 2017. Ray and Regan in the Red Bull studio. We just had round 6 of the Formation Skydiving Open and Female. What have we got next?
I think we've got the female again, actually. We should have them on there round 7. Let me just double check to make sure I'm right.
It is, it's quite true. Round 7, and what have we got in the draw, Ray?
Oh, no, I think, so for round 7 we should have
8.
20J.
Yes.
So again, 2 blocks and a random, similar to what we had in the last round, in round 6. Some pretty, 8's quite a tricky block. It takes up a lot of use of the tunnel. Lots of length needed, and it's not the quickest block in the dive pool. 20s, you've got one piece turning in the middle, the inside and outside center, and you've got 2 solo flyers as well. So the levels are needed for that as well. And then you've got that nice random J, obviously you donut at the end of it. But it's in a tunnel, so people will actually try and gun it a little bit more because they have the Perspex walls to save them. So now win.
Well, here we go. It's round 7 and in the tunnel. Hungary, not your march.
These guys had a nice steady round 6. I'm going to get confused every now and again. I'm going to say round 1 because it's a new day. As you can see, turning that front piece on the 8 is actually quite tricky because you only have an arm grip between the outside center and point, and trying to get that to turn as one piece can be quite hard at times because sometimes the point will leave the outside center behind, and you want that piece to turn as efficiently as possible so you can close it at the same time. That was not your march from Hungary.
If you just joined us on the live stream throughout the world, very good morning. Welcome to Catalonia, northern Spain, just below the French border. It is Saturday morning, coming up on 10 a.m. Full house here at the tunnel as well.
Next in, we have those lovely jumpsuits, Papaya Femenino from Spain. And had a solid round 6. As you can see, that block 8 takes up the whole tunnel. So for the viewers watching at home, what you want to see is that point and outside center come around pretty much close together so that the inside center, when they're picking up those grips, is able to get on those grips pretty much at the same time so they can move off to the next point together as a team. Getting quite big in their flying. As I'm watching this team as they progress through the meet, some of their blocks they're flying quite big, not really not really slowing down or stopping the end of their block moves, which will they can train that going forward.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll be able to cut that out. So next in we have the Hurricane Factory chicks, determined bunch of chicks this morning.
€1,500 up for grabs for the champions in the female FS.
There we go. Yeah, they're not hanging around too much today. That's a nice start to that block 8 on the front. For those of you watching at home, the start of the block 8 on the front piece, they point and outside center are much closer together so they can move pretty much side by side. So the inside center doesn't have too much problem picking up the grips when it comes around for the close.
We just got official confirmation from Cornelia Mihai that the Amundi is actually Arabic for vertical.
Excellent.
But she said they might have started training on a Monday. She's not sure.
That's the story I'm going with.
I like it.
Let's do it. Hurricane Factory chicks. So next in we have the Fly Spot chicks. These girls, I've been talking to them. I talked to them when I was out in Poland as well. I think I had breakfast with them or dinner with them, and they were talking about their training and how it's tricky to get them all together, but they're looking to get some consistent coaching, and I think they've turned to Roy for their coaching.
Roy's coaching them, isn't he?
Yeah, and so hopefully they'll get some consistency there.
So is he going to teach them the legs akimbo or style of Hayabusa, I wonder?
Don't know. Hopefully we can ask him later.
Yeah. Interesting, eh? Which technique you'll go with?
Well, I guess it's like it's funny because you adapt to those around you in many ways as well.
Nice shoes, right?
You like them?
Yeah.
All of them just for you, Regan.
Thanks very much. Are they Converse?
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Converse. If you are watching worldwide, that's the sure choice for Regan and Ray.
Yes, the Regan and Ray show. Converse are the only shoes that will do.
I wouldn't commentate without them.
That's a nice block 8 from the Polish chicks. So Fly Spot chicks there. Next in we should have NFTO.
Yes.
One of my favourite teams, of course.
Obviously, we haven't got any scores from round 6 yet. It takes a little bit longer to get all that together than it does for the dynamic stuff.
We need to go wake the judges up.
Yeah.
Give them some coffee. I'm just getting some heckling from the crowd there that Chimera are actually my favourite team, not NFTO.
I heard that as well. I wonder where. I thought it was from the director.
I know, it's crazy. I think James Woods is creating trouble
He is.
out there in the tunnel.
I thought it was the director shouting at us.
Before you know it, he'll be taking his t-shirt off and running around the tunnel. And he's taking his t-shirt off and running around the tunnel.
No more predictions, Ray, on his clothes.
Going back to the action, we have NFTO. Nice smooth round.
Well, we have got some results through, haven't we? From round 6, Ray, of the FS female.
Excellent. So it looks tight there, isn't it? In that, so the Fly Spot chicks doing a fantastic round on round 6
with a 20.
outscoring both NFTO and Hurricane Factory chicks.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic round for them.
So the standings, third place after round 6 in the female Hurricane Factory chicks with 123 points. 10 points clear of them, Women France on 133, but storming ahead with the lead with another 35 points. Wimby French girls. Wow.
Huh? I'm wanting to see if this if it tightens up between third, fourth, and fifth. I think it could.
Yeah.
It's getting close. There's only 7 points in it between them, so it could change as the meet progresses, especially with a fast round coming up in round 8.
And with the third place battle, NFTO and Hurricane Factory chicks started this morning with a 2-point difference. Now it's 3 points in there, so they've opened up just 1 point.
I know, it's great. I like to see battles, especially in all of the categories, but
Yes.
also for the women as well. It's good to have that.
That's a real. I'm so impressed that the judges getting that to us so quick.
I know. You must have had their coffee, eh?
Yeah. You tell James to get his shirt off, that happens. I talk about the judges, the scores arrive.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like people actually listening
I
to us,
know.
Regan.
Do you know, it would be nice if $1 million turned up.
I know. We're waiting. Oh, look, there's a bag coming up just by the stairs right now.
Nice slow-mo there from...
From the women in France.
Yes.
And next in, we have the French girls. I just love watching these girls. They just look so relaxed.
Yeah, I saw them at breakfast this morning. They're so calm and quiet.
Yeah,
And you get them in a tunnel, it's like somebody pulls a plug out of a grenade.
completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Here we go. Watch this.
It's
Such
amazing.
a big move, isn't it? This.
Yeah, it is, and
It's
it's
8.
It's amazing because their point and tail have so much energy and so much experience, but their centres, they work together so well.
Yeah.
Because of that, I think. Oh, bit on and off on the keys here.
Slight kerfuffle.
Slight kerfuffle. I like the way you use my words.
Thank
there.
you very much.
Kerfuffle. I love that word. But no, definitely they don't seem to be as synchronous as we've seen them. So we'll see if the judges want to slow anything down to have a look at that.
And they're getting the world crown now. Really, Golden Knights female. They're done. They're finished.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor Jen was trying out for the 8-way team.
She's on it.
Is she on it?
She's on it.
I didn't want to. I didn't know if I was allowed to say.
She's on it.
That's why I said rumor. So it is open knowledge. Good.
Oh, I hope so.
It is now. Brilliant. Sorry,
Sorry, Jen. Sorry, Golden Knights.
We're sorry we've just blown it, but there you go. It was Ray, not me. Matt and Jen are like,
Nice one. You know that £1 million coming up the stairway?
It's just gone back down again?
Yeah, it's gone.
Brilliant. It is live action here this morning from Windor in Ampura, Brava, Spain, a mecca in northern Spain for skydiving and tunnel flying activities. And it's a special time to be here. 50 years old, Ampura, Brava.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
heard you speaking about this yesterday, and I was like quite surprised. 50 years old.
It was opened in 1967, and there's not a place like it. And well, I think their idea when they first designed it was to make Miami of Europe, and I think they've done a good job.
Who were the guys that built it?
It was the Germans.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's where all the money came from.
It's funny you say that because I have a lot of German colleagues. I work
Right.
for a German bank, and a lot of them have holiday homes out here and know Emporio Bravo very well. So that's very interesting. So in the tunnel at the moment, we have Team Alacran from Spain.
Talking of Spain, here they are.
There you go. And it's great. We talked about it yesterday, but to see so many Spanish teams, there should be some more Spanish teams. And
Yeah, one of the developers of formation skydiving of the last 10 years of Spain, Felix Alvarez, you saw him recently, used to be based up here in Emporio Bravo. He's now down in Madrid, the epicenter with those 3 tunnels. We expect good things there for formation skydiving with his influence and those new tunnels, and maybe win games next year. We might have, this year we've got 7 open teams from France. Maybe we'll have 7 teams from Spain next year.
no, we might. I hope so, because I saw, as you said, I saw Felix when I was in Skydive Madrid late last year, and yeah, he was there getting himself at home, and it was interesting to see. We were talking about the tunnels, and there were Barak were training there as well for competition, and it was good to see so many Spanish teams coming.
He has his FS League and his FS School, and he has a good progression system for people straight off AFF and qualification with their A licence. He starts them with 2-way jumps, and then there's little competitions with that in the sky, and builds it up to 3-way meets, and then 4-way meets, and then develop teams through there. So, there definitely is a good opportunity next year to see a bigger representation from Spain.
I hope so. I really hope so. If everybody's listening out there, we want to see more Spanish teams. And I'd like to see some more UK teams, actually.
Well, there's 70-odd UK teams who are out there jumping every week, so get them over here, eh?
No, we need to. We need to. We'll have more of them taking their T-shirts off and running around the tunnel.
We just had the BPA AGM over in the centre of the UK last weekend. 800 skydivers were there for the weekend. That's a record number. So there's a lot of formation skydivers there as well. So these tunnel events want some more UK teams. In the door now.
We have
Aladdin
from Hungary.
Those rolled up sleeves.
There's only one of them with their rolled up sleeves.
Two now.
Two.
Yeah, they're all joining in.
There's only one yesterday.
3. Well, now they've got 3 short sleeves.
Do you think it means something, Regan?
I think it means it's hot in the tunnel.
Do you?
Yeah.
Or do you just means that I'm hard, so I'm going to roll up my sleeves?
It may be getting on with it, getting it done. See if I can find the temperature. I'll just have a wander over, Ray, and see if I can read the temperature there. It looks like 23 degrees right now inside the tunnel. It's not as hot as it was yesterday.
It's not entirely surprising. I mean, yesterday we started off with a VFS, so the tunnel's generally going to be a little bit warmer, once you start with the VFS, because it's turned up.
And the air flies different, doesn't it, when it's hot and when it's cold?
It does, yeah. I mean, not snow noticeable here, but in other tunnels around some of the older tunnels, it's definitely more noticeable.
And I suppose it's more noticeable if you're doing vertical work, is
Yeah,
it?
definitely.
Yeah, with the high speeds.
I remember the first time I did a vertical transition in Bedford, and I forgot it didn't have a diffuser.
Yeah.
And I went straight to the top of the net and got stuck there. Next in we have Jetmax from Belgium.
Sky's breaking up behind us, Ray.
All right, I'll see you later. I'm going to go get my rig and go jumping.
Careful, they'll be calling me in for a tandem.
You still doing tandem?
Absolutely not. That rating went a long time ago, and it's not coming back.
Fair enough, I can understand that one.
Nothing against tandems if you do enjoy doing them, of course. Just, each to their own.
I've done one, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
So here we have Jetmax from Belgium. Nice and steady. They're not pushing anything. And just more about their technique and making it look good.
It'd be nice to have a chat with those, wouldn't it, if we could get the opportunity? Just find out who they are, where they are in the progression, if they're just starting or if they're experienced. I'm not quite sure who they are. It is round 7 we're into now of the FS. It's going quick. By this lunchtime, we'll have a champion, a Win Games champion, in the female and in the open.
Who's it going to be in the open?
Yeah.
Oh,
remember, you've got
exciting.
a chance to win 15 minutes of the tunnel. You haven't got long left, Get your predictions down for all the events. We'll be picking a winner. All the conditions are there on the Facebook page of Win Games 2017.
So next in we have Papaya Masculino, the Air Force military team.
Yeah, the Air Force. Yeah, the male and the female teams.
What was your favourite part of yesterday, Regan?
Well, the favourite part of yesterday, that beer at the end.
apart from that beer.
And that. Do you know, there was so much good stuff going on. There was so much incredible action. Every single discipline had things. I mean, obviously, the seeing the solo speed and the four-way speed for the first time that we've done here in this event, incredible. Getting the music rounds going there. I think for me, some of the highlights of yesterday was just seeing the place absolutely full and getting the comments through from the people watching on the live stream worldwide, just to show that it was the focus of the skydiving world for them few hours. It's an incredible feeling.
I really enjoyed watching the two-way dynamic, their freestyle to music routine. And the reason I enjoyed it is because there was so much variation, and so much variation in music, but also variation of how they flew as well, like
some great
synchronicity
routines
from some, and some of the old school way of doing two-way dynamic, but new stuff that's being thrown in there.
My only criticism there, one or two of the teams, maybe three of the teams, were starting off with music tracks. We started off very quiet, and you had like 5 or 6 or maybe 8, 9 seconds of very low music before it punched in with a beat. They want to be careful of that when you've only got a few seconds to fly. You want to get some punchy track going and get that atmosphere built straight away, I think.
Yeah, maybe. So in at the moment we should have the Airheads Real Fly from Switzerland. They had a great round 6 actually, and they're really showing that their block technique they've really honed their block technique. It's transparent in most of the rounds that they've flown. It's really good. It's good to see. Not sure who's coaching these guys, but they're doing a good job. It's a good round from the Airheads from Switzerland. Currently, I think they're relying in joint 7th place with Chimera after 5 rounds. Let's see how it's going. Hopefully the judges will get us another score sheet soon so we can see what's going on with the scores.
Yeah, I was really impressed how quick they got that female score sheet up to us.
Definitely. So next in we have Skyfall from Poland.
I think one of the biggest shocks of yesterday was watching Kenga with her music to freestyle free round. That was just mind-blowing. And I've seen Amy, and I've seen Kyron, and I've seen Maya and the rest of them doing their thing, but little Kenga, I didn't expect it to be so dynamic, so those moves she was doing, especially as well when her system wasn't working, the music system wasn't working at the beginning, and her dad had to come in and she got tearful. Then to come back with that performance at the end, that was mind-blowing.
It was amazing actually, and it's the fact that she's just so small, pulling off some of those routines as well. It was great. That's Team Skyfall from Poland. She had a really good routine. Okay, yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was I'm
thinking about it now.
Wow, it was just me and Emma were like, oh wow, look at this.
I was sat up with Anna Moxis, and we were just like, we're talking about having tears in our eyes watching these guys actually fly. And I turned around to Anna and was like, do you have tears in your eyes for the same reason as I do? Like, I should just get my coat and quit right now. And no, but it was amazing to see that so young flyers have such good solid head, mental strength as well to be able to do what Kenga did yesterday. It was great.
And that beautiful two-way dynamic piece with music from the Window Girls with Catty and Domi, and that really touched me. There was one lyric when it was like, take your hand, and they had each other's hand. It was just beautiful. I get goosebumps now thinking about it.
It's great.
And then Raph with their the Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, the Pulp Fiction coming through there. It's fantastic.
It's a robbery.
Yes.
That was awesome.
I like the fact that he waited.
Yeah.
They waited for it's a robbery.
Will they do that again? Do we see that routine again?
I seriously hope so.
Hopefully
so today.
Even if it's not in competition, we should see it during the party because it was awesome.
It's brilliant.
Anyway, back to the action right now. It's round 7 of the formation skydiving of the full way.
And we've just watched one of the Chamal teams. That was Chamal Hout. And now we have Chamal Loutre in the tunnel. This is one of the leading Chamal teams.
Let's see if I can find out about the Chamal. I'll just have a quick look around the studio there, Ray, and just see.
This is the stronger of the Chamal teams. Been outscoring the two Chamal Hout and Chamal. Yeah, getting themselves a little bit thrown with them hitting the walls on some of the closes of these blocks. Really centering that 8 in the tunnel to give the front piece enough room to actually turn the piece at the front. Chemal Loutre. Nice slow-mo of taking it in the face there. Next in we have Chemal. It's a bumblebee jumpsuit. I'm quite tempted to get one of my own.
Yeah, I'm just asking there, Ray, about the Chemal. We're asking a few of the French competitors. We're not sure if it's a sponsor or it is definitely a name of a wind. We don't think it's the name of a drop zone, but we'll try and find out from the teams once they're out of the tunnel.
Yeah, we shall find out, definitely. We've been talking about them a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, just asked Martial, he wasn't sure. And Amelie's here, X4 waiting. We know Amelie.
Yes.
Good to see her in town.
She'll probably know, actually. We should find out later.
No, I asked her.
No, she didn't know either.
I got the French. No.
It's a shame you can't see that expression
That shoulder
at
shrug.
home at the moment. I'm sure Regan will give it to you later. Hey, just hanging out, chilling with my friends. That's Chemal. Chemal.
Chemal.
Wow. Next up, we should have the Monaco team. It's getting busy in the tunnel, Regan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, trying to walk around there to get through a few people was quite tight.
Imagine. Yeah, I'm still not convinced. I know we talked about it yesterday, but this red and white combo and the red jumpsuits are just look a little bit blurry from certain camera angles.
Yeah. How have they been getting on with the scoring? Have they busted at all, this team?
I haven't seen. I mean, I had a look yesterday for the Swiss team, and they hadn't looked to see. They hadn't got any busts that were
Right.
obviously from not being able to see the grips. But these guys, like, they have white grips, but also have white gloves, which is very difficult to see if you're on and off the grip. I think maybe black gloves in this situation would probably be a little bit better.
Well, Ray, we've been waiting for following the action from Maya's performance from yesterday and looking at the number of views that she had. It started off this morning, 250,000 views, then it went to 800,000 views, then 900,000 views. I can just tell you now, the video of Maya from yesterday on Facebook has just passed 1 million views.
It's amazing.
Incredible. That freestyle performance to music from Maya and Poland has just passed 1 million views. Incredible.
Give it another few hours, that'll be past the 2 million views. So in the tunnel at the moment, we have the Italian Amnesia fly-in team. I asked them yesterday, I had a good chat with them about their earlier rounds, and I said, did you particularly slow anything down? And during the rounds yesterday, like the first 5 rounds, because they got off to a good start, but then they seemed to slow it down later on. And I think they were just gathering thoughts, probably getting a little bit ahead of themselves in the competition, so have deliberately slowed things down a little bit. It's Amnesia fly-in. Next in, we should have Full Motion from Poland. These guys are currently, after 5 rounds, lying in 16th place. This Team Full Motion from Poland. mean, viewers at home might be like wondering about, the entrance order or, the kind of ranking that's going on at the moment. And I think in many ways, like some of these teams, you just have to make the assumption you're not entirely sure if you have a new lineup,
right.
if you're like, you're going on past rankings from past years, or understanding from the organisers of what they've actually what they've achieved so far to date.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit confusing. You get some very strong teams in certain places and some weaker teams in other places.
It's more or less right, isn't it?
Yeah, generally speaking, it is. So in the tunnel at the moment, we have my favourite team, Chimera, from the UK.
Started off very strong this morning, didn't they?
Did, yeah.
Good strong round.
They're a hungry team,
What, they're British?
Yes, they are.
Not hungry. Thank you very much.
Boom, boom. Completely missed that one.
I'll be here all week.
Hopefully not, eh? Yeah, no, they're getting a bit scrappy. Then I noticed this with the Chimera. They start off really strong, nice, small. They don't let their blocks get away from them with the momentum. But then as they ramp it up, they're not quite there in the control of the blocks, as we've just seen here on the close of the 8. But that's out of time.
Right.
So I'm sure Katie's watching at home and will be taking note.
And Katie was in Canada for quite a few years.
She was, yeah, with Evolution, competed at the World Games World Meet in 2014.
And she's relocated to the UK.
Yep, she's currently studying a master's in psychology.
Pete Allen, Matteo Fataruso, Ivan Cueto, and Marco Arrigo, is it?
No, it's not Marco.
It's not Marco. Who is it?
It's another Marco, I believe. It's Livio. Livio is there.
Yeah.
Livio.
Pete Allen, Matteo Fataruso.
Livio, and I don't recognise the gentleman in the red helmet.
We'll have to find out who that is.
We shall ask later.
Yeah, Marco's with the Tenanin.
Yes.
Yes.
Tenanin. These are nice block 8s in this team. Ivan was here yesterday as well, watching the dynamic and solo free fly.
Yeah.
It's good to see so many FS flyers here watching the other competitions.
And Ivan Kufal was here yesterday and this morning as well.
I know, it's great to see.
Ex-owner of Skydive Dubai, now sitting back counting his millions and millions and millions of euros.
Was it him coming up with the bag of millions?
That's where the bag of money was this morning.
Fantastic. That's a great job from Ninja 4. Hopefully they'll be making up for the 8 busts that they got yesterday. So next in we have Tenanin with the other green helmet for Martial. Not to be confused with Pete's green helmet.
Yes, and Marco Arrigo's green helmet as well.
Too many of them.
Yeah.
But Marco's obviously not flying with his green helmet.
No.
I think we should get green helmets. We should just walk around in green helmets.
Well, you got to walk in the walk's okay. Can you fly the fly?
Let's try it. Let's see if anyone notices.
Yeah. Wow, look at that move. Martial, look at him go. Watch his little 180s in a minute at the end of this next block. Here he goes. Wow, there and boom.
It definitely looks very powerful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whether it's any faster, I'm not so sure.
Gary Smith used to fly like that a lot.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did he?
yeah, he did. Yeah, he used to have that kind of like flick move on the turn, like flicking his top. Watch at the end of this J. There you go, bam.
Gary's probably shaking his head at the moment at the front of that tunnel. Nice, Tenanin. And next in we have France Real Fly Sion. It's the French Open team from the Mondial. They're ripping it up in the tunnel. Let's see what they've got. These guys at the Mondial as well, like they had like not the best year last year, and then they kept bringing it back in competition.
Yeah.
And just it was so great to see how strong they would finish as well.
Yeah, they fly like demons.
Yep.
That traditional French style. Just having a quick look at the side of the tunnel here to watch on level, just to get an idea of that face and the concentration that's going on.
Some really, really wide legs in their flying.
Look at those grips at the back. Wow.
Have to have a massive hand span to catch these grips.
Yeah. Donald Trump would have no chance.
a lot of momentum in some of the closes.
Wow, that was incredible. A round of applause erupts in the tunnel here. It's a Saturday morning, the second and finals day of Win Games 2017 here in Catalonia, northern Spain. And the eyes of the world are upon us right now. The big story this morning is already Maya from Poland. Her freestyle video from yesterday on Facebook, over 1 million views already.
So in the tunnel now we have Gavroche, Wimby. These guys just look like a bunch of friends getting together to fly, but have matching helmets. And not matching suits. But want to show that they can fly as well.
One suit slightly different.
Just one. Oh, there could have been a bus there. Some nice work from Gavroche Wimby. Yeah, that was a good round.
Wow, we're so fortunate to be here, Ray, watching this top-class action.
I know.
Wow.
There's so many cameras in front of me, so much viewing as well. It's just great.
If you just joined us on the world feed, on the live stream, a very good morning. It is all happening here. It's 10:24 on a Saturday here in Ampura Brava at the Win Games 2017.
So next in we have the Qatar Tigers.
Having a better day, the Tigers?
I hope so. They had a good round 6. They just seem a little bit hesitant. Maybe they're just getting, as I said, getting back into the flow of things.
Yeah,
you know?
starting the year off.
It's always hard because we have such high expectations of teams that, you know, we expect them to be firing all the time, and you know, you can't really expect that. You know, to peak, you need to peak at
the right time, at the right competition. You know, exactly. They're starting off the year. They know what they've got to do. They know where they're going to be in the listings. You know, probably
exactly.
It could be a bigger game we're watching here.
Exactly, and it's good to watch it unfold. And I think that they're just at this point. They're just getting back on track, getting back into training, and this is what they've got at the moment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is round 7, getting close now towards the end of this competition. Started this morning neck and neck with Wimby Leal and Hayabusa. Here we go, Ray, round 7 for them.
Oh, Wimby in the tunnel. To a good start, considering how big these guys actually are. It's amazing how they can get these blocks to work.
I've just come down to the tunnel, Ray, to have a look through the window here. And wow, the concentration and full-on 100% commitment on the faces is incredible.
Yeah. It's amazing how they can make it fly, the different levels that they have within the formations when they're closing. It's fantastic.
And they're using all of that space as well. You're moving fast, stay close to the walls.
Yeah. It's amazing. Good rounds.
Big round of applause and cheers as well erupting here on a Saturday morning here in Catalonia at the Win Games 2017. The best full-way formation skydiving you're going to see anywhere on the planet, and it's right here and it's right now. Here's the current indoor-outdoor world champions, Hayabusa.
And they're in, getting ready to... Going to see a very different style of flying again. Oh, small brain lock there. Would have lost some time on that round. Just don't look as confident. Oh, do fly through those 8s. Good round from Hayabusa, but they did have a mini glitch there in the middle in the build of the donut, the J. But again, a very quiet round.
A very good morning here at the Red Bull Studio with Ray and Regan. We've just seen round 7 of the Formation Skydiving. The big battle at the top there in the open between Hayabusa and Wimby is getting tight, isn't it? It's getting tense. It really is. And the big overnight story from yesterday is the battle of the freestyle with music. And I can tell you right now, at the end of the competition yesterday, a video went online on Facebook of Maya from Poland doing her freestyle routine at about 11 p.m. It's now 12 hours later. She's had over 1 million views already. It's absolutely incredible. Setting the standard, blowing it out the water. It's here at Window and it's Win Games 2017.